So starting off, I send out my Rotom Wash and Scizor, while Osirus sends out his Hitmontop and Thunderous Therian. The Hitmontop intimidates both of my Pokemon, which is a problem for my Scizor, so it seems kind of obvious that I would switch my Scizor out, but because Osirus is such a good player, I just wanted to double protect to be sure, because he could probably out-predict me somehow, and I just wanted to be safe. But on the second turn he uses Helping Hand, which I really wasn't expecting because I've never seen it used before on a Hitmontop. And so my Rotom Wash gets killed rather early on. Meanwhile Scizor uses Acrobatics on the Rotom, on the Hitmontop. And the reason I didn't switch Scizor out is because, one, that would be too obvious, and two, it still does quite a lot of damage even after its attack has been reduced by Intimidate. So at the same time as sending my own Hitmontop, just to kind of convince him that I'm going to fake out his, but instead I go for the Thunderous, because I think going for the Hitmontop would be too obvious, and I'll probably switch it. And so at the same time I switch Scizor out for Zapdos, so that Scizor can get its attack back. And it turns out that my fake out pays off, because he doesn't switch the Thunderous and he doesn't protect either, so I got a free switch in there without losing any HP, except from the Sandstorm. I switch Hitmontop back out because I want to recycle it for the Tyranitar later, and I know that it'll probably get killed by Thunderous if it gets hit. So the Thunderous goes for the Scizor, and it looks like it was going to KO, but 11 HP it survived. And my own hidden power on his Thunderous did a lot more than I expected, and luckily his own Sandstorm managed to finish it off for me. So he sends his Hitmontop back in, and I think he's probably going to go for the Scizor, which is why I switch. Although, I probably should have detected with Zapdos. But I thought that if I send Hitmontop in and it reduces the Tyranitar's attack, then it probably won't do that much damage to Zapdos. But lo and behold, it does much more than I expected. And I can't even attack that turn because of his own fake out. So on this turn I fake out the Tyranitar because I don't want to take another hit on the Zapdos. And in the meantime I Heat Wave, which is a kind of risky move, but I thought, even though it might miss, I also might burn the Tyranitar, which would be extremely useful in this situation. And so he sends out his last Pokemon, Excadrill. And once again I switch out Hitmontop to try and recycle it, because his last two Pokemon are physical attackers, but because my other two out of three Pokemon are on very low health, the Tyranitar manages to finish it off, or both of them off, and I'm not sure if I should have done that switching out the Hitmontop, but yeah, that's what I did. So the Excadrill was on -1 until its Swords Danced, and the Tyranitar is currently on -2, so I feel like I should be able to survive plenty of hits. And I close combat the Excadrill to try and just get it out of the way because I know it can outspeed me, but Focus Sash keeps it alive, and that was quite disappointing for me at the time. This time around I go for a Sucker Punch thinking that Excadrill is the bigger threat, but either way he has two Pokemon against my one, and that one hit finished it off. Lee did say after the battle that even though he top cut in Germany, I was still harder than any of the opponents he faced there, which was a really nice thing to hear, considering I wasn't expecting to do very well that day. Overall in Birmingham I came 16th after losing to Ben Kiriakou in top cut, who went on to win, so I can't really complain. Except for the fact that I now have to buy my own 3DS. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, press like, and check out my other videos, which include a video about cloning in 5th gen, a method which I discovered, and an introduction to RNGing. And if you like those, then press subscribe, because I'll probably be making more videos like those in the future. including that video some of you might remember I might have said that I might make maybe like a long time ago.